August 18, 1846. Santa Fe secured. General Stephen Watts Kearny led United States forces into Santa Fe, securing the capital of New Mexico without resistance during the Mexican-American War. This event marked a turning point in the American campaign to extend influence across the Southwest. The capture of Santa Fe demonstrated the military strategy of securing territory rapidly while avoiding prolonged battles, a pattern that defined much of the conflict. The Mexican-American War began in 1846 after years of disputes over territorial claims following the annexation of Texas. The United States sought to gain New Mexico and California as part of its expansionist policy. General Kearny, appointed commander of the Army of the West, departed Fort Leavenworth, Kansas in June 1846 with a force of approximately 1,700 troops. His mission was to march across the plains, occupy New Mexico, and proceed to California. The movement into Santa Fe was a critical stage in this plan. The march to Santa Fe was not easy. Kearny's army crossed arid plains and faced supply shortages, yet his leadership maintained order and discipline. Upon approaching Santa Fe, reports reached Kearny that Mexican Governor Manuel Armijo had initially planned resistance but then abandoned the idea. Political divisions among local elites, combined with the superior numbers and organization of Kearny's army, contributed to the lack of armed defense. As a result, when U.S. troops entered the city on August 18, they did so unopposed. The peaceful occupation of Santa Fe carried significant symbolism. It signaled the collapse of Mexican authority in the province of New Mexico and established firm U.S. control. Kearny declared the region under the authority of the United States and assured residents that their property, religion, and rights would be respected. These promises were designed to prevent resistance and build acceptance among the local population, although tensions remained between Anglo-American officials and the Hispano and indigenous communities. The immediate result was the establishment of a new territorial government. Kearny issued the Kearny Code, a legal framework combining American principles with existing local traditions. This code provided the basis for civil administration in New Mexico until the mid-19th century. Its introduction demonstrated how military conquest quickly shifted to political organization and governance. The capture of Santa Fe also had broader strategic implications. It secured the Santa Fe Trail, a vital trade route linking the United States to the Southwest. With the trail under U.S. control, troops and supplies could move freely, strengthening the broader campaign in the region. From Santa Fe, Kearny divided his forces, sending a detachment under Colonel Alexander Doniphan south into Chihuahua, and leading another group toward California. This division extended U.S. military reach across a vast region. Although the occupation was peaceful, it did not eliminate resistance entirely. In early 1847, discontent in northern New Mexico led to the Taos Revolt, where local Hispano and Pueblo leaders attempted to overthrow U.S. authority. American forces suppressed the revolt, reinforcing control but also revealing ongoing tensions that would shape New Mexico's integration into the United States. In the larger context of the Mexican-American War, the capture of Santa Fe highlighted the effectiveness of U.S. military planning and the vulnerability of Mexican frontier provinces. While major battles were fought elsewhere, the bloodless occupation of New Mexico demonstrated how psychological and political factors could decide outcomes as much as armed clashes. The event also reflected the expansionist drive of the United States, later justified by the doctrine of manifest destiny. By the end of the war in 1848, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo confirmed the U.S. annexation of New Mexico along with California and other territories. The entry into Santa Fe on August 18, 1846, stood as the first step in this process, a moment that shifted boundaries and altered the future of the Southwest. The event's significance lay not in a battle won, but in a city occupied without a shot, symbolizing the extent of U.S. power and the decline of Mexican authority in the region. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.